live button and it was saying like unable to go live. Why can't I go live? Oh, I had airplane mode on. Whoops. So that's kind of a bit of a whoopsie there. But anyway, so about this one thing that needs to stop. And this is not going to be really anything occult related, magic related, or anything like supernatural related. In fact, it's pretty much going to be just really kind of just taking a moment to look at it and think, yeah, why is it like that? How come this is still happening? Whose idea was this in the first place? Why is it still happening? Because it's not cute. And kind of actually really stop and think, why? Over like the past few months, I have kind of seen on the like not like like an upswing, but there has been a lot more incidents where there have been women being stalked, harassed, essentially being put in a position where they're uncomfortable, possibly threatened, stalked, and having their sense of security and feeling safe be compromised. Because of some twathead who's either one, obsessed, two, not probably the most stable in the head, or three is just hissy fitting because she blue balled him pretty hard. But nonetheless, the whole thing still is going to get swung at the same way by me. First off, and I mean I'm not legitimately asking anybody because I don't think there's really a definitive answer. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Kayla. And hello, Loyalty. Yeah, we're going to be swinging at, something that has to be said. And it looks like I'm going to be the one standing up for every woman that's been in a situation where she feels uncomfortable, stalked, or just harassed by someone who, can't take the hint to piss it. So, the first place I'm going to start is so originally, I'm just wanting to know whose idea was it, to think it's a good idea to harass an innocent woman for no legitimate reason, just because somebody doesn't have the potential to have self control and kind of have not the best thought pattern in speaking and interacting towards her in a way that kind of shows that somebody's a little bit overkill, dude. Because I've seen one incident where a woman's passed, and it was not a good pass. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Essentially, we have a twathead thinking it's a cute idea to take her history and then just throw it out there in the open. And it's all I'm saying is a dark pass for her. What I'm trying to figure out is, okay, milkshake, why'd you do that? Why did you take something that is so traumatic for this innocent woman? And obviously, you know that. Why are you taking it and then throwing it out in the open? Now you're humiliating her, making her feel worse about herself, embarrassing her, and making her just feel just even more depressed. What were you trying to gain out of that? What are you going to gain by taking someone's dark past and throwing it out in the open? Besides, showing everybody, hey, look at me. I have no brains and I'm inconsiderate. Aren't I great? No. You're kind of, I'm not going to say that because that'd be like, oh, Brendan, that can get you a YouTube strike, but I mean, I'm biting my tongue. Let's just say that's going to be some cold steel to the cranium. That is all. And going at a very fast velocity. Oops. Because in my mind, I'm trying to figure out why. Of all the things you can be doing with your life, you're going to be choosing to waste your time taking somebody's past that they're trying to recover from, throw it out in the open and make the wound worse, and put them in a state of possibly post traumatic stress disorder or go through a mental breakdown and emotional breakdown. You're going to choose to do that instead? What are you gaining out of it? Not much, other than you're gaining that the whole world is going to look at you and think, wow, congratulations, you are forever virgin. And you're never going to get anyone like that. Because I believe it was like the the Scandinavians, the Vikings, essentially that area. Essentially, if a man did that to a woman, oh, whoops. Talk about having the whole village chase after him with axes. And if he got caught red-handed, literally, like if he got caught, he would have, yeah, that would not be a pretty picture. Essentially, the wife could be all like, oh, look at that. Or like the woman could be like, I think this is fair. Just, cut off his sausage. He doesn't need it. Or like, if somebody like went behind his wife in that culture and she found out, if she felt it was deemed fit, she can just be like, you know what? Now you really can't stick it because, it's not attached anymore. And I mean, that's kind of why I really respect that culture. It's just like, oh, they don't mess around, and you got to make sure, you're kind of noble, honorable, and, having a sense of dignity. Otherwise, you're going to get, you're going to get your hot dog cut off. But anyway. And then another one. I'm trying to also figure out if somebody finds it kind of like, okay, dude, you've been, fanboying about me for like the past, like, I think there was another one going on. It's been about a few years. It's still been happening. I'm trying to think, why are you trying so hard? Of all the things you can do, dude, why are you trying so hard just to have her attention? That kind of just shows that, wow, you have no life and you're not making your life worth anything. That's depressing. You're trying to completely go Hong Kong Phooey, throw all your poker chips at her, where you could be, investing them elsewhere. And she clearly says, sorry, I don't take fake chips. But you're still trying. And now pretty much the whole world, or quote unquote casinos, looking at you thinking, wow, you just spent all your money and you just lost it all like that? Wow. But it's for real. I really don't understand how some think it's a good idea to really put a woman through that. I never understood it. What are they trying to gain? Are they trying to make themselves be like, oh, I'm big and tough? No, in fact, you kind of are showing to the world you don't know how to, oh, I don't know, lead by example and provide security. Oh, did I just pinch a nerve? Good. To me, it's just like, come on, dude, that's like, kindergarten level stuff. It's not that hard to be nice to somebody, and if you have like an issue, you use your words and you be nice about it and work together to fix it. Not get into a big hissy fit, and worst of all, not think you can be all sneaky, making her be paranoid for no reason. You do that, that pretty much is like, okay, well, two can play that game. Maybe the stalker should become the stalked. No. Well, maybe you never know. Sometimes the best way to help an idiot is to kind of, have him experience the idiocy he's idioting about. If that makes sense. Because, I mean, I've met a few women that have pretty much survived domestic violence. And it's just very disgusting that they now have to have that obstacle in their mind and that feeling of never knowing if something's going to happen again. Like that, if they don't know, like in the next second, something can happen to them. I don't think any woman should live like that. In fact, if a guy does that to her, okay. So if you're going to take away her sense of security, I guess I'll just take your dignity. You better make sure you don't drop the soap, dude. Because trust me, you're going to be feeling something that's going to be like a metal and pretty, has quite the girth on it. Trust me. It's going to be ice cold, so don't drop it. I don't mean to be getting that kind of feisty, but still, it's just like, oh, okay. You're gonna pretty much ruin her sense of security and her mental health, and you're gonna take that away from her. Okay, well, how about I just take this away from you? Dignity. Don't look at me. I wasn't the idiot that just took something so precious to a woman for no legit reason, because I just had a big hissy fit moment. And even then, it makes me kind of also question the guys that carry this out. Were they not taught how to, speak to a woman, interact with a woman, and how to carry themselves and how to pretty much treat a woman? Because I mean, this is kind of ironic, but it's kind of that awkward moment when one of the magical ones can actually make a woman feel more secure and feel more empowered to express herself without any resistance and feel like she's listened to. It's kind of sad a flamer can do that. And sometimes most of the other, quote unquote normal ones, they're like, I don't get her. You don't get her just because you're not listening. Derp-a-der. Shut face and listen. Easy fix. That's all you gotta do. But she just keeps telling me stuff. Yeah, listen. The only way you're going to be able to understand and actually get that connection with her again is if you shut face and listen. It's not hard. Like when I'm just going to throw just a random thing out of left field. Like when you watch, oh God, I'm trying to figure out what in the heck they would watch. Okay, I'm just going to go with like football. Like when you watch football and you're watching, grown men tackle one another for a piece of leather. Nothing wrong with it, but it is what it is. You notice how you get so tunnel visioned with that? Watching, men tackle each other for a football? I mean, I'm not complaining too because they're tight, the tight uniforms, but still, that's something different. When you get tunnel vision like that, good. You take that tunnel vision, and now you put it right on to your wife, girlfriend, or whomever. Use that same tunnel vision to focus and listen. Trust me, honey bear. Almost a good majority, if not probably nearly every little bit of tension, stress, and instability, and pretty much clashing, it'll just go. And I mean, that's another thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Kayla, because that's another thing I was also going to get into. There is also a fine line between, going towards a woman and saying, you look very beautiful today, and I really like how you did your makeup. Nice, pleasant. And then there's the other approach. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Somebody shoot me afterwards. Hey, babe, you look hot. No. That makes me think, wow, dude. Them words, pretty much every single word was no more than 4 letters. Nice. That vocabulary. At least, well, in a way, technically it counts as both, but that's not the point. Let me grab my soda can because my mouth is going to dry, but still. I just don't understand sometimes why they think it's a good idea to be like, hey, watch this. Okay, well, you just completely made yourself look like a dimwit, and now she's just like, get away, creeper. Slap. Because it's, to me, I don't understand it. And yeah, screw, we're throwing some astrology stuff into this too. Whenever, this is primarily for just, straight men, or bisexual men, if you have a wife or a woman or a girlfriend or whatnot, whenever you do any of these, it's a whoopsie. If you insult a woman by calling her a harlot, whore, skank, yuck, anything like that, if you consider her an object, yuck. If you think that everything that's wrong is her fault, but you can't accept the fact that you had something to do with it too, okay. If you pretty much call her like a garden tool, and you sing that it's all about a sexual organ, and if you just talk vulgar about her, oh man, that even just makes me just yuck. Sadly though, if you do any of that, your Venus, wherever it's placed, well, Venus gets a slap. And your Venus gets weaker. That's why another kind of a thing you have to be careful of, especially if you're in the music industry. You have to be very careful with like what songs you write and what songs you produce and the words you use. Because taking it to the most simplistic point, you have a song, and it's kind of degrading women. Okay, perfect. The individual who sang the song, every time that song gets played, his Venus takes a hit. Yes. Yes, Jesse, I definitely. It happens to me quite a bit. Most definitely, but yep, and also, I mean, I'm not really knowledgeable with the non-binary, so I'm just kind of in the dark in that spot. So I can't really speak about that, if that makes sense. But still, it's having the idea of like going towards somebody and trying to be just a human being, mindful and considerate, and I mean, it's not that hard to do, but still. Sometimes it just shocks me how people think they can just act the way that they do in the. But as I was saying, whenever that song that has the vulgarities in it gets sung, yeah, that poor guy's Venus takes a slap. And the pretty unfortunate thing is that because it's his voice singing the words and saying it, every time it gets played, he's like speaking it again. So Venus just it's getting slapped to death. That's just how it is. You got to be very careful with that. But just at least in my opinion, I would rather have somebody say big words at me and think, "What the heck did you just say?" I look luminescent. Do you have a dictionary on you? Because I don't know what that word means. To me, that's a lot more impressive than be like, wow, you look hot. Well, obviously, I'm a flamer like you. Of course I am. No. Good, Jeremy. That's exactly how you should be too. Because, at least for me, oh, there was this one time. This one time. How about we don't hit my window? Scram. Dang wind. This one time, I think I was at, oh, what store was it? I can't remember what store, but pretty much I was walking walking out near the front door, and as I'm walking out, this guy is just yelling at I think this woman that he was with, and she's just in the state where she's just like, please stop, you're making me not feel good, and he's just screaming and yelling at her. Well, pretty much I just, best put it, blacked out. And at least from what someone told me after, supposedly, I guess I yelled at him. Apparently, I yelled at him saying, "Oh, are you yelling at her, huh? Because you're kind of, yeah, trying to, not let that fly out of the mouth because, oh, there goes the monetize, but still." But I just went unhinged and said, "Really? Oh, really? You think it's okay to just yell at a woman, and when she's asking you to stop, you keep yelling at her? What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, wow, dude. And you expect, to actually be getting somewhere in your life by just yelling at her and she's begging you to stop, but you're not going to listen?" Or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but pretty much I just went off on the guy. And, I mean, and this was like about a few months ago. I mean, I can't really fully remember it. It's just I just looked over to the on the way out, then I just saw it happening, and I just pretty much lost awareness, and then just came back like, where'd he go? Hmm. But still, it's just something that just gets me agitated, like really agitated. And what's worse, oh, we're just going down my dean's list of don't do this when I'm around because you'll have me, throw spear at you with a TNT stick lit on it. Many moons ago, yeah, literally many moons ago, back in 2015 ish, beginning. Spring break in Havasu. Ugh, kill me. And especially working retail, kind of. One of the door greeters, and I was off. Older lady, she walks with a cane, and she struggled to walk a bit. Pretty much, she just told a young man, "Sir, you need to have a shirt on when you come into the building." He looked at her and just started saying some of the most uncalled for things possible, and just for giggles, I was close by. I pretty much just told him, "Listen here, brat. You don't talk to an elder like that. And now here's the thing, get out of my store." "Well, what are you going to do? You want me to call law enforcement and get you arrested, kid?" "Out." "Oh, you're not going to do that." "Okay." And I literally called call the sheriff. Because for me, you don't go at my workers. You don't go at a woman. And you most definitely never go at an elder figure, especially when she's about 80 years old and still working. Honey bear, if I catch wind of that, you're going to be realizing that your coccyx is now shattered after getting, your feet swept and you landing tush first on the cement. Yeah, it's just agitating because I just can't comprehend. How do these people even function? It's like, wow, should have named a mistake. That's none of my business. Taking liberties with a lady's character in public? Mm-hmm. Scotty, was that in the States or was that, which country was that in? Or was it actually in the States? I'm curious. Hey, Ricky. I just got an eyelash in my eye. I'm gonna table flip. Okay. Because it still comes around full circle. What are you trying to accomplish by stalking a woman? Putting her through trauma again that she's already trying to move past, and now you're pushing her back into it. Taking away her sense of safety and security. What are you gaining out of it? I mean, I don't see any gain of it. If anything, you're pretty much showing to the world that, well, I'm stupid. I don't know how to talk to people. Yeah, we should probably, get rid of this virus real quick. No respects. And honestly, another thought that just came into my head, and I'm gonna let it out like a whirlwind. No, not really, but you get the idea. Oh, okay. In duels, they were the ones with like you take the few steps and then you turn and shoot, that kind of duel, or was it actually like with a rapier? Because it was with a rapier. Well, that'd be quite the show to watch, in my opinion. But still, I mean, it would be at the point like, why are you treating her like that? Yeah, no. And I'm just gonna say this because it's something. Mm-hmm. It's something that is still going on in today's world somehow. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but for some reason, it must be a good idea to them. But whatever. How come a religious faith is telling a woman that she's property has no rights, and no matter what happens, if a man does anything to her, it's her fault? How does that make sense? Like the example I use all the time. Oh. Alright, toodaloo, Jeremy. And just right when it was about to get good. Essentially, picture this. You have a woman just minding her own business, just dressed nice and casual. She's reading a book and she's really, engaged in the story, and she's just reading, minding her own business. Turns the page. Then out of nowhere, just out of nowhere, and she wasn't even expecting it. Some guy comes out of nowhere and just grabs her chest. And then she's just like, excuse me, and then just palm heel strike right to the nose. If you do that hard enough, you can kill someone. You can kill someone with that. I'm just saying. Take notes with that. But still, you do that just right, you can literally kill someone. But still. Essentially, just so that you know, I'm like that. Yeah, I am. Oh, okay, but anyway. Well, okay, as I was saying. Well, depending, like if it's more than one person involved, in my opinion, if it's agreed upon, then I have nothing to say. But if it's going behind the back, no, Cupcake. You said you'd stick to one, so keep it. It is. Because, in my opinion, and still finishing it up, so after when she just gets him right in the nose, everybody's like, oh, you tempted him. It's your fault. For what? Reading a book, and all of a sudden a guy is grabbing my chest for no reason? It's my fault by just reading a book? How? I didn't even know he existed. Now we take it to the logical side. So let's see here. Woman is not even aware of Twilight's existence. Okay. She's more focused in the book. Meanwhile, Twithead sees her and gets just an urge and starts pointing at her, if you catch where I'm going with it. And then he gets an urge. And having the lack of self-control, he fights with himself to not act on it. Shortly thereafter, he cannot resist it, and then he takes action. He acts on the urge and then violates her. Okay. So now the question. Who had the urge? Mm-hmm. And who acted on it? Can't argue against that. Pin against the wall. And there is no justification in that at all. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because the minute that whenever somebody's hands pretty much make contact with you that you don't want it, that is assault. And you have the right to defend yourself. If you believe it's a potential threat, you can just take it out. And you can be as pretty much as damaging as you have to be to neutralize the threat. There is a reason why in, elementary school, kindergarten, and, pre-first grade, they teach keep your hands to yourself. If you don't, one, you're going to get yourself hurt, or two, you're going to be in a lot of hurt. And you're also going to have assault on your record. And, assault and battery. And making matters worse, if it's a man against man swinging at a woman, oh, there's domestic violence. Whoops. And another thing that I just also don't like. Why in the heck are they forcing women to cover their whole being, like all together. It's like, why are you making your women be forced to look like ghosts? Because that's kind of sad that you have to. It's pretty sad that, how an alteration of a religious book is just so believed that they can't even take the deepest core of it all. You don't take a person, you don't treat them like they're below an animal and they have no rights. They don't have a voice, they don't have anything. And if they act wrong, you can kill them. That's not how you treat a person. That's like that's like basic humanities 101. And if you say otherwise, congratulations, you're pretty much supporting crime against humanity. Just saying. You're blaming a woman for having a lack of self control and you going on an urge to, poke her. And you're blaming her because you can't, have control of yourself. Wow. Hold on. I have to figure out where my, my brain cells went. I gotta, try and figure out how the heck am I going to convince them to come back after, saying that. Because, like, come on, dude. Oh, and a fun fact, too, just for giggles. The female brain is smaller, yes, but because of that, since it's smaller, it's more intelligent and more faster and can process facts, intelligence, and is also a lot more healthier. And also, when it comes to retaining information, the pathways are shorter. Male brain, bigger, takes a little bit longer, and sometimes maybe a few whacks need to be, administered upside the head a few times to, get those pathways open. Well, I mean, Lisa, the thing is that, well, all I have to say is don't know what to say, but that's what happens when you stick it elsewhere, dude. Mm-hmm. Like what I've said before in past live streams. I really hate how people say, like, if a woman, has many partners that way, how she gets labeled these bad names. Okay. So, okay. The lock thing? Okay, what about this? What about a guy who has a key that's covered in rust? A key that can open many locks and it's quite rusty. And, it's corroded. Oops! Didn't think you'd get away with that one now, did you? No. And that's why it's just like, if you're going to be putting women down, you better be prepared because there's always going to be something coming back around saying, like, wow, did you happen to know that women can bear probably uh, more pain than any man could imagine? Yeah, they can withstand pain far more than a man can comprehend. So, um, so like, I mean, I don't. It's kind of ironic for me to even be saying this. It's like, okay, so far we have women being more intelligent, being tougher, having a higher pain tolerance. It's just the facts, people. It's just the facts. And also, not to mention, there's a saying I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it goes along the idea of hold on. Can you hear that? Okay, good. Sorry about that. I was just trying to think, and having background noise just got me all sidetracked. But how did that saying go? Essentially, in order for a man to find God, he needs woman. Because with woman, man can find and understand divinity. There's a deeper meaning to that. Don't think it has to be, well, look at that, it's man and woman, so it looks like the gays can't get it. No, 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 no. When one has other, that's when they both find divinity. That's the core of it all. Essentially, a man has the 3D realistic practical side, the woman has the intuitive intelligence and the empathic energy. The 3D and the empathic merge together, well, you pretty much have complete divine awareness. Because one complements the other perfectly. And I mean, the same thing goes with to women, to men, whichever, binary, non binary, whichever. When one has other, they can actually see in another perspective that they couldn't see. So if you're not really giving proper, dignity and care to other, well, give it some time. He'll figure out, oh, whoops, I didn't know that was the only way I could find, divinity, by taking care of them. True story. Call me and bring me to England. I mean, to be technically, I do have some British in me, but I'm yeah, I wouldn't say primarily, but I'm British, American Native, Cherokee, close enough. German, Scottish. Aye, lassie, you better not be going at, my lady, otherwise you're going to be fed to Nessie. And trust me, she's going to rip you to shreds. Just like how, Nessie got a hold of me bagpipes. I miss me bagpipes. Damn you, Nessie. You vile serpent. Oops. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I would actually be in like that environment of England. I probably would just be all, okay, so this is England. So where's the queen? So that way, I know to give my respects when I see her, and to get out of the road so a beef eater doesn't shoot me. In a way, you could say that, Jesse. Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of it's a really weird way of putting this, but in according to Egypt's, like in ancient Egypt times, there was three genders. There was male, female, and then there was what was that one called? It was a third gender, but essentially it was a gay male, lesbian woman. And pretty much those people were pretty much revered almost to the point like the Pharaoh, even higher than the high priest. It's because they had the physical trait, but also they also had complementing the other trait as well. So it's just like a perfect blend, if that makes sense. At least according to that. I can't remember exactly what the term is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nailed at least. Kind of want to light this up a little bit. There you go. Sheesh, Kayla, is there anything you don't know? Wow. That's a good thing. I barely push one button and it decides to go. Bloody thing. Okay, now it won't even turn on. I guess you really wanted me to be very dainty when I press the power on button. Nothing wrong with that? Okay, that's gonna distract me because it was just like a thing going. Well, there's also another saying too. Yep, and it's. I mean, to me, I don't understand why it's being pushed away, because it's art. It's a form of creative expression. It's artistic talent. It's create. It's express. It's expressing one's creative side outward to the world. Get that thing out from between your legs, dude. I told you to go to the doctors to get that looked at. It's still making that raspberry noise. You might want to get that fixed. Because, you don't want it to, blow up and have, a popped blood vessel. And funny, when I did say that, I heard something just go. Anyway. At the end of the day, art is art. If you don't like it, well, that's not the point. It's somebody else's creative expression, and if you don't want to appreciate it, well, then it's scooch. Let somebody else enjoy it. Well, I'm over here just like, I don't even know how that works, so I'm just gonna stick to handling the sausages. Oh, yeah, the 80s are coming back. Oh boy. Does that mean, don't take me to a disco? Don't make me dance because I broke my heel bone the last time I tried dancing. I'm not gonna do it again. I just hate those when it does that. Okay, stop. Stop spinning rainbows at me. Mm-hmm. Precisely, Kayla. Oh boy. Oh no! Looks like I've been pulled over. Do you know why I pulled you over? Let me guess, officer. You just got a new pair of cuffs and you want to try them out, huh? Let me guess. They're the fuzzy ones, aren't they? Make sure that you know the chain isn't made of plastic because that's what's gonna happen. Oh, they're actually real? You have the key? No, no, no. Don't you be thinking you're gonna put those on and make me be like, oh no, I'm in a chastity belt. Don't trust me. Trust me, officer, I know how to handle officer balls. Trust me. And honey bear, put the nightstick away. It's not even, you know, smooth. Is that blood on it? Oh, you're nasty, dude. No. I got nothing. I gotta stop looking. Stop it. You're getting out of hand, dude. There we go. Every time. I really hate having sensitive eyes. Like, I don't know why it's just so hard for me to look at this thing, because it's like, it's even, that's even harder. Okay, that's kind of doable, but, The joys of having blue eyes. Oh my lord, Lanta, hun. I see the light, and I'm not going towards it. It's a prank. Nice try, dude. No, you must come this way. No. I know what that light is. It's going back in for a new game plus. I'm not doing it. But you have to come. No. Where's Nyx? I see a bright light. It's a trap. Like, good God. Yeah, talk about having the most blue eyes imaginable. Yeesh. I can barely even keep my eyes open. It's that bright. Yeah. That's it. Nope, can't do it anymore. My eyes are gonna be like, oh, we quit. Now I really can't see straight. I didn't do it. But anyway. Yep, I might be like, oh, where am I now? I'm in a new alternate reality. Oh boy. But anyway, pretty much that was just something that I do feel that needs to be kind of like addressed and kind of be more aware in the world. Just letting it be known that, hey, you're going to be a twilight to a woman for no reason, and you're going to be trying to intentionally trigger some form of PTSD or trauma again for her to go through, and you're stalking her. Yeah, honey, you might want to start running before you know I just knee you in the crotch and have your berries pop. And then that's when he becomes he who forever blue-balled, literally. But, like as I always do, let's see. We'll go with that one, this one. Okay, fine. I go and grab it. So, as of right now, the floor is open for any questions that you have on your mind. Make sure it's actually, a question that is actually going to be benefiting you, and don't be thinking that, oh, maybe, I can finally find a way to, get on his good side. Don't even try on. Not feeling it. No. We'll go with that one, and here, a scooch. A scooch milkshake. Alfredo, move it. Move your hips. Come here. Oh, splendid. Oh well. Okay. I'm gonna try and walk backwards and not land on my face. If I land on my face, oh well. Free facelift. So anyway, floor is open for whatever questions there are. And of course, the cardstock throwing, again, you know the drill. 1 or 2, and demons or dark goddesses. Whoop. Oh. I mean, it's just like, huh? I'm pulling people by just squinting? What people? I don't see anybody. All I see is just, oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. One at a time, one at a time. Okay. Ricky has dark goddesses, and what's your deck, Ricky? 1 or 2. And now, Scotty, for how do I open the, like, how do you open darkness in, like, what regards to, like, connect with it? Was that what you were asking? Okay, 1. I just drew a blank. Dark. Okay, dark goddess, and then number 1. Okay, then 2. Okay. Ugh! I'm gonna try and do 50,000 things at once. Pour my beer and watch this. Famous last words for me. I don't even drink, so it doesn't even count. Okay, so 1 at a time, 1 at a time. I have Ricky, then I have Ursula, and then I have Caleb. Okay, but okay, Scotty. The part of like connecting to the darkness to actually like throw something in there to cleanse it, or to actually connect and actually become more in tune with it, if that makes sense. Because there's connecting with the dark is like, oh, banishing things. Okay, I see what you're getting at. So connecting to the dark to pretty much banish something, or pretty much what I was saying was about like how when you're connecting to the dark and how dark, like black, essentially if you throw anything at it, it's just gonna go just gobble it, because it's a void. If you throw something in a void, I have no idea where it went. So connecting to it is, well, quite simple. Here, let me just grab this thing. Well, it was right there, and now it's gone rogue. So I'm just gonna bend over real quick. Don't you be thinking like that. That's not the time to think that. Nope, wrong. There. Just like that. Oh, almost, but my computer's ruining it. See? Just be completely in the dark. You don't let your mind mess with you. It might be trying to make you think, oh, we're in the dark, something might come out and jump at you. No, there's nothing that's gonna do that. Just sit in the dark and just be at peace. If you feel that there's something trying to get you, just embrace the void around you. Because kind of not really much of anything is going to be able to get to you if it's already just, can't even see you to even mess with you. But it has to feel its way. But a good majority of the time, if somebody doesn't have like this contentment of being in the dark, they can get very uneasy. And they think, I'm kind of like nervous being in the dark. There's nothing in here. But here's the catch. Whatever you say that's in here, guess what? That's what's in there. And that's what's going to come out. So with that in mind, why be afraid of something that gives you what you say that it's going to give you? might be afraid of something so giving. And it just wants to make you happy by saying, yes, here it is. That's what you said I would be giving you. Here it is. Might be afraid of that. And when you're actually using like the dark energy, you'll have to do a lot of I can never say that word properly. You really have to do a lot of visualizations. A good example is say like if you're having an intuitive feel that something's trying to like cripple or hinder you or affect you, just simply close your eyes, deep breath, and just pretty much throw like a big dark shield around you that pretty much is like a black hole. And no matter what gets thrown at you, it just pulls and it consumes it. And we all can know for sure how strong a black hole pulls. It's like, gotcha, cupcake. You're gonna come this way. No, 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 no. You're not gonna get away from this one. Literally. And yeah, not really much can get away from that. Not even light itself. It's like, oh, nope. Anyway, I'm gonna turn this back on so that way, you know, if there's somebody like, I don't know if he's gonna do a jump scare. No, I'm not that cheap. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way back up the hill. Okay, so it was, and also Jesse, I can't smoke because I have asthma. I was even trying to be like a squeak toy. I can't even do it if I tried because it's like, but my eyes are like really sensitive. Like I go out and the sun's out, it's like, oh, I can't even look up at the sun because my eyes are just wanting to just quit already. But anyway, so Ricky, number 1. Okay. 1 and dark goddesses. What am I looking into, Ricky? Got another bloody eyelash in my eye. I'm getting real tired of this stuff. I don't even know how you ladies even like having long lashes. I don't like them. Stop doing that. Eyelashes in your eye, or what? What do you want me to look into, Ricky? Because I have the goddesses in hand. Well, they almost, like half the deck decided almost just to jump off a cliff. And then there's the deck. You know, sometimes I wonder, why do I have to be, you know, blessed with tiny hands? Okay. Companion. As in, like romantic partner or astral companion, like a, I don't want to say a familiar because that can be taken the wrong way, but kind of just like a spirit that's pretty much assigned to you and working alongside you. Oh, what happened, dude? Oh, let me guess. The thing in between your legs blew up, didn't it? Told you to get it looked at. Now you have a big pop blood vessel. You should have listened. Astral, okay. I'm just so harsh. Okie doke, so. Okay, I'm being told just to grab 2 out of this. So already 2 is shoving. First, we have Mott for judgment. Okay, we have the Mott. Okay, the feather and the heart. I don't like the sun. But then again, I'm very heavily Saturnian, so it's just like, F the sun! Get away, flamer! Stop flaming! God! How in the heck does Moon like you? Gosh! Woman! He's a flamer! What kind of woman goes with a flamer? Dang! Oh no, she's crying again. Saturn impersonation, I can't help it. Okay, we have Mott for the first one to come out, and then the other one is Hell. Funny enough, that's my matron divine. So your companion. Get away, flamer! Go lay down! Nobody wants to see your flaming self. So, Ricky, here's your 2 goddesses that came out. Mott and Hel. Yes, like Hel, the Norse goddess Hel. Or pretty much my Hel. Here. Okay. I'm going to be very ginger with this. This Hel. And yes, this is a hand-painted, hand-sculpted, and hand-made doll. And I can't even say like how overly protective I am of this little doll. Like literally, I have almost, let's just say somebody kind of took a few steps in the direction of this doll, and I literally just blinked in front of them and say, back up. And yeah, like, because this doll was actually made from a friend of mine from Brazil. And actually the skull hand, it was supposed to be on there, but somehow, some way, when it was being shipped, the hand broke off. Yeah. And when I got the doll and I took it out of the box, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this thing. And the first thing he said is like, oh my god, the skull hand's missing. I have Germanic blood. And, yeah, he was just being like, oh my gosh, her hand's missing. I'll make you another one. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'll make you a new one, no charge. And I just said, I kind of like it like this. Are you sure? Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I like it? And that was a test. But anyway, I'm going to put her back on her tower thing over there in her spot. And it's just, yeah, I can't count how many times that I pretty much kind of, snapped at people saying, hey, get, get your face and get your tush a little bit farther away from her spot, please. I'm not going to do anything. I don't care. Get away from it. Like, like if it came down to it, I would actually shank someone if I had to. And I don't mind the background audio. I kind of can't do anything about that. Okay, good. You good? Oh, misstep. Oh, thought that crack. So anyway. So the two goddesses that came out for you, Rookie. Mott and Hel. So, the companion of yours is probably going to be making sure that that companion of yours is going to be challenging you to make sure you have, yeah, Cherokee. That companion of yours, Ricky, well, they're going to be testing your judgment and making sure that you can be neutral in your decision making and not be choosing any and not favoring one side over the other, keeping neutral for as it is. And as well, also making sure that you can be in a state of humility. And then at the same time, this same entity is going to be taking some of the stuff that's in, the darker parts and being like, hey, you remember this? Let's get rid of this. Face it, accept it, now punt it. Especially with Hel. Hel is probably the only divine being that can pretty much go to anybody that's alive, lived, or anyone at all, and see them as a person and hold space, no matter who it is. And she doesn't have an agenda. As read these. But with Hel, she doesn't judge anybody because she too was judged from all the other. Oops. Oh, the winter's not going to work. Too bright, too bright. You make me hiss like a cat. No. That's what I'm saying. Because since Hel was also judged by the other Norse. Honey Bear, what are you doing outside my window? Keep walking, kid. Essentially, Hel was being judged by all the other Norse divines, and nobody would get near her or even listen to her or interact with her. So she kind of knows how it feels to be looked at and be like, you're different. So? You're different too, so what's the difference? Oh, you're just not pretty to look at. It's okay. Yeah, but still. So this familiar entity is going to also test your judgment and remaining neutral, but is also going to go into the parts where you're kind of like, I'm not going to open this up. They're going to be like, oh, look what I found. I found the back door to open it all up. And it's going to make you face it. And that's a good thing. Because once you face it and get through it, it's done. So now the tarot part. Okay, fine. So I'm just being pulled to actually just do a simple cross spread on this being. Current standing of this entity and with you, Ricky. Current standing, here's the entity. Chris Farley. Live life and live it hard. Now, don't be like, oh, the devil. No. Right now, like what I just said, the entity is going to challenge you to use your judgment. Be realistic and practical. And face something that you probably don't want to face. It's not intimidating you. It's pretty much making you have the self-control to face it. Don't be afraid or intimidated by it, because if you're not afraid of it, it can't do anything to you. If you acknowledge it as it is, you'll be like, wow, huh, you know what, you're not that bad after all, Chris Farley. Just live life and live it hard. Now, excuse me, I need to go get my Botox. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Lilith speaking? I think that's your Lilith, isn't it? Call me crazy, but is that your Lilith? Lilith in Capricorn? Oh, that just makes me just want to find them, Lisa, and, just be like, Ricky, wasn't your Lilith in Capricorn? Oh, look at that. The devil is usually seen as a Capricorn card. Even though to be technical, I would rather say it'd be the He Who font, but... Well, either way, Lisa, that just makes me just want to find and be like, hey, you know what happens when you, abuse a child? You kind of, get your teeth knocked out with the knee to the face. This is how we'll go about it. Live life, live it hard. And there's the devil. No. So that's the core energy of it. Well, how's it going to affect the 3D, financial, health, security, investments, and all that? Well, and regarding the 3D realistic and the everyday mundane living, it's going to affect it in a way like, oh, wrong timber. So, what is this thing going to, take out with the tower? What's being taken out with the, the mundane everyday? What's being taken out is the high priestess being silent and not pretty much speaking up for yourself. That's what's going face first into the ground. But then the new foundation is going to be, oh, look at that, the Wheel of Fate. So the High Priestess, goes face plant, and then the wheel pretty much rolls over her, and you progress in your everyday mundane 3D and your sense of security and health. If you had a health condition that, somebody wasn't actually speaking and talking to you about it that much, well, don't even worry about them. Because divinity is like, here, honey, this coming full moon, you'll be getting some good news about your 3D living. And I'm saying full moon because look at that at the very top and right down the middle at the top. Full moon. So now the communication aspects, the intellectual, going back to school, learning a subject, even short distance traveling, honing your skills. We have the Knight of Pointy Pigeons, Knight of Swords. So you actually will be taking a lot of initiative and make great haste if you're trying to cover ground in learning a new subject, or if you're trying to get communication between you and another individual. You'll be getting a lot of back and forth interaction. And if you want to travel, have at it. And this spirit's actually going to help you with that too. So okay, I can kind of see where this is going so far. Consider going towards the left-handed divine Auguras. He just popped out, so I'm gonna be like, okay. Auguras is saying, hey, choose me. Damn it, no. Now, the motivating force or obstacle this being can bring you. Obstacle or the motivating force? Auguras, essentially, here. I'm gonna maybe grab this. Oh. Come here, milkshake. That looks so attractive. Please hold while I get, you know. Any day now. There he is. Auguras. He is a left-handed divine that is very good at bringing runaways home. And he's very... I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. I'm getting kind of foggy-brained, so I'm going to just read out of the bookie book real quick. And remember, when going towards a left-handed divine, do not make a circle. Please don't do that. Because that kind of makes him think, really, dude? You think I'm going to swing at you and you haven't even, spoken to me yet? Wow. Rude. Anyway. And funny enough, Auguras, this is also very similar to Queen Hera's attendant, Argus, the thousand-eyed monster. Connection. Anyway. Now. Here we go. Auguras was once one of the virtues, the angels who kept the stars and planets spinning along the correct orbits and gave order to the heavens, until he fell from grace. Yeah, okay. By all accounts, he is still a very gentle left-handed divine. Very gentle, of course. He appears as a kindly older gentleman. Riding a crocodile. By the way, that's a reference to Capricorn, because Capricorn is actually a crocodile. Lyra placed him as a duke in the eastern region, and the sun always rises from the east. And he governs 31 legions of spirits. He's known for being able to call runaways and military deserters. So say if you're, how do I put this? Say if you have like a unit of troops, and one of them is trying to sneaky. Auguras, go fetch the boy, so that way you can clean the. I saw that, and it's like. I saw that little thing. Anyway, to call runaways and military deserters home and causing enemies and other unwanted elements to flee. Splendid. To assist him in finding the missing persons, he carries a sparrow hawk. Well, let me just scoochy that, and if you have a looky right here, oh, look at that, it's a birdie. There's a birdie. For his sharp eyes and hunter's instincts. He is also a master of languages, and delights in teaching those who summon him. So most definitely, if you just go towards Auguras at all, just ask him to teach you a random language because he'll take delight in that. And if you're trying to build something with a Lieutenant Divine, if it's known that they delight in teaching something, just ask them for that. That's kind of like an indirect offering in a way. Saw that. You ain't slick. I'm catching them. I'm seeing them clear. I'm looking right at it. Don't lick my finger. Hashtag do as thy pleases. Of course, the ability to speak to enemies and strangers in their native tongue would be a useful skill for sending people on the right path to wherever home is. It is certain that Augus's experience with redirecting planets is also responsible for his other strange gift to make earthquakes and mudslides. But that's August for you. He likes carnations and he likes tigers. Of course, yeah. Oh, I didn't even pull out your obstacle or motivating force card. I think, yeah, that was the next one. Your obstacle or motivating force. Hold on. Okay. After this reading, I have to go because my mind is blowing my phone up. Sent me like 30 text messages in the past 5 minutes. Like, oh god, now what? Please tell me he didn't, jump off a cliff again. Please no. Obstacle or motivating force? Well, there's no obstacle here. It's time to, this entity is wanting you to become more stable and able to celebrate after, taking full control. And also being motivated to actually go towards something that's involving your passion and also bring you a lot of celebration. But your obstacle is don't celebrate too much. Just be very realistic about it. Stop it. I see you, milkshake. Don't. It's just so cute when you guys, think you can just hide behind the bed and be like, oh, is he looking? Mm-hmm. I'm still looking. I see you. 30 years later. You can just sit there for as long as you need to. Skadoodle. People be like, oh, I want to open my third eye. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, kid. Trust me. I'm just reading the card stocks is saying. Fine, one more card. And how is this entity going to help with your lovey, emotional, cheesy, woozy stuff? Don't make it vulgar. Well, when it comes to the love and romance stuff, it's probably going to help you become a dimwit about it. Or give you infinite potential. Just make sure you don't act careless and, be too giddy with it. Why that word? And you know what? If all else fails, just make sure you have your pet with you. Because the pet will always be happy to see you, no matter what. If you have a canine spirit, that's your best. That's the best familiar to have, a canine for you. Because there's a Poochie in that depiction, alongside, a dimwit skipping on a beach. Anyway, I'm gonna take off and see what on. Gonna see what on earth this other minor needs. And if it's nothing serious, I'll come right back on. So, hey guys, shortly.